everyone, Celeste here, and I am here with a new video idea where I take old drawings of mine, all of which are from 2021, and remake them over a course of time because time exists. So I have 15 of these drawings, and the first one I'm just going to choose via a spin the wheel, and the next 14 I want you guys to choose in the comments, if anyone comments. But I'm going to go through these 15 real quick before actually starting the episode, kind of explain the characters, let you guys see the drawings, see when they were from, how long they took, all that stuff. So first up, we have Irene's Anger. You guys may actually recognize this one because it actually has appeared on my channel. It's the only one of these 15 that has appeared on my channel, and it took me 3 hours and 1 minute, and I did it on the 23rd of November in 2021. The girl in the pink jacket, her name is actually Noel, and she is Irene's little sister. Irene is the one in the leather jacket. I love this drawing. It turned out pretty good, but there's a couple things that I would change, like random stray hair. Yeah. Next up we have Goldenwillow, which was made on the 10th of June, and took me 3 hours and 21 minutes. I was obsessed with this when I was done with it. There's nothing that I would necessarily change, but the rocks could use some work, and the trees could use some work, if I have to be specific on anything. And I've gotten a lot better at drawing cats since June, so yeah. Next up, there is Come Now. The pink-haired boy is Slate, and the spirit is his sister. I made it on the 30th of May, and it took me 2 hours and 6 minutes. In the modern version of the story that Slate appears in, his sister does not die, and instead of being around his height, she is a 7-year-old who goes up to his knee. Slate is tall, and his sister, her name's Alice, is short. As to be expected, considering she's a 7-year-old. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Next up we have Just Before the End, which I made on the 18th of April, and for some reason I didn't write down the time, don't know why. But it's pretty good. The arches could use some work, and I'm not a massive fan of like the swirly ear things. The character is Noel from Irene's Anger, but in her quote-unquote inverted form, in which she is a cat girl. I've actually changed the fact that she's a cat girl, but I think I'm going to keep it in her inverted form just so that I have the excuse to draw a cat girl. Anyway, next up we have Araizah and Kai. You may actually recognize these characters from A Goddess Among Us. Obviously, Araizah is the main character of A Goddess Among Us, and Kai is her love interest. This is actually, this was actually going to appear in the video, but ultimately did not, just because I couldn't really get it to work right and such. But this is back during the reception of Medelia's wedding. Also, if you didn't know how to pronounce Araizah and Medelia's names, here you go! It was created on the 16th of April and took me 1 hour and 26 minutes. This one is actually already a remake of a really old drawing that I think I made in probably early 2020. It was a 15-month difference, as shown by the name of the piece. And the character isn't really a character, I just kind of made a dragon girl because I wanted to make a dragon girl with a cool sword. And I made it on the 24th of April, and it took me 50 minutes. This one is once again of Noel. As you can see, in her human form, she is a cat girl that is going to change, but I think I'm going to keep it in the inverted form, so once again, I have the excuse to draw a cat girl. It was part of a 25-day OC challenge that I never actually finished, and it was day 7, draw your OC as a villain. It took me 2 hours and 9 minutes, and I made it on the 27th of February. Next up, we have Rule of Reality. The character is Araizah, and I'm not going to say what she's doing because it is a spoiler. It was created on the 2nd of February and took me 45 minutes. Next up, we have 5 Giants, which was created on the 12th of September. And I didn't write down the time because I knew that it wasn't accurate, in that it said 7 hours when I have never spent that long on a drawing. Sometimes IBIS Paint will just glitch and whatever. But I think I might change Slate's existence, pink hair, and replace him with Noel, who's in the middle's mom, because that makes a bit more sense. The white-haired girl is, of course, Araizah. The blue-haired girl is Noel's great-grandmother, Queen Nova, who was an evil dictator tyrant. The girl to Noel's right, Noel's left, our right, is Caroline, her aunt, and then, of course, Slate is there for some reason. I don't know why I chose Slate and not Noel's mom, who makes more sense. Even Caroline doesn't make much sense. Anyway, next up we have Aria, who is Noel's oldest sister. Irene is her older sister, and Aria is her older sister. Noel's the youngest of three. I created on this on the 12th of July, and it took me an hour and 4 minutes. Next up we have Truth Potion. I partially just wanted an excuse to draw a character in a suit and top hat, so this drawing was created, and also Irene has to deal with a Truth Potion whateverness, and that arc is the least fleshed out of the story that Noel stars in. I created it on the 5th of May, and it took me 51 minutes. This one was actually for a school project. I had to make a wanted poster for one of the characters in And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. It was for school, I already mentioned that. And I chose Vera Claythorne because she wears a suit and is a girl, because I kind of suck at drawing guys, as shown as the Araizah and Kai picture. But I'm getting better. It never got a name. It was just Untitled 168 or something like that. I created it on the 28th of November, and it took me 3 hours and 19 minutes. Next up, we have Noel with the weird swirly symbol thingamajig. It was created on the 17th of January and took me an hour and 3 minutes. I actually created this one specifically to be in my computer background. Since then, I have changed my computer background. It has been over a year, but it was my computer background for a very long time. I think it was well into August. Cute. And once again, Noel is no longer a cat girl. Next up, we have A Dragon Story front cover. It was created on the 29th of January and took me 3 hours and 34 minutes. This is actually the first version of the front cover for my How to Train Your Dragon fanfiction called A Dragon Story. It was initially going to be blank A Dragon Story, but I never came up with the blank, so it just stayed as A Dragon Story. And last but not least, we have Inversion, Spirits Healing, poster Season 4. I love this one. I've always loved this one since the moment I made it. It's incredible. I'm very happy with it a lot. Very happy with it a lot. Well done, Celeste. It was created on the 29th of January and took me 2 hours and 18 minutes. So that is the lineup. And time to spin the wheel. Boop. And we got Just Before the End. Yay! And on to the speed paint. Okay, just want to make it clear that this video is not scripted. So, you may have already picked up on that, but it's not scripted. No guarantee that future episodes will be either. So, yeah. Anyway, enjoy the speed paint. So, since Noel stars in this one, I may as well talk about Noel. So she is a character, she's the main character, the protagonist in a story I have called Inversion. She is 16 years old and 4'10", which is incredibly short, I know, but it's the same height as an anime girl that I really like. And I think it's kind of cute. Irene, her sister, is 5'10", and Aria is 6 foot, so yeah, she's the shortest of the sisters, to say the least. She has this form called the inverted form, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, which is the form that she's in this drawing, and basically that form is her magic form. And there have been plenty of gacha characters over the years that have these demon forms and dark forms and whatever, and that's basically what this is. I like to imagine that mine's different, but it's really not. Basically, this form makes Noel more controlled in her powers and more controlled in her emotions, but it causes her to have a difficulty telling the difference between good and evil, like who's on her side and who's on the opposite side, so it can be a danger to the people around her. However, throughout the story, she does learn to control it a bit more, her and just her general powers. Noel is actually something called the Inverted, which is a legacy of people who have a set of 4 powers, which include... So, I just pulled up all the powers, and the powers that they have is one specific to the user. For Noel, it's super speed as of right now, but I might change that. And Queen Nova, her great-grandmother, it's power manipulation, which is like, you can like duplicate other people's powers. Nova is crazy overpowered, which is basically the only reason that she came to queenly power. And then Araizah is healing. They have illusion manipulation, which is like they can make illusions. They have heightened senses, specifically hearing and sight, like Dovewing from Warrior Cats. And lastly, telekinesis, because telekinesis is awesome. But that's like the very rough idea that is subject to change. Yeah. Basically, like the inverted form is like more calm and collected. But basically, people really hate this inverted person whateverness. They thought that Nova was the last one, but Nova actually did have a daughter, Annabelle. And that daughter went on to have 2 daughters, who are Caroline, Noel's aunt, and Memory, Noel's mom. Caroline actually is one of my very, very, very first OCs. She's part of my very first series, which I never posted, called My Girlfriend's a Robot. It was like a lesbian story between Caroline and this robot girl named Susie. It's really cute. I'm gonna make it again one day. I plan to, at least. And then Noel's mother, Memory, got married, had Aria, Irene, and Noel. And then Aria got kidnapped by another kingdom and turned into a spy and went blind. Irene and Noel were then sent with Memory's personal guard to be, to look after them to make sure that they don't get killed. Yay. And basically Noel grew up under the care of this, I think her name was Megan. And yeah. Later on, Noel finds out that she's a princess, yay, and yay. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing because that'd just be sad. Yeah. There are going to be, I plan on there being 4 parts to the story. It might be a gacha series, it might be a novel. Right now, I'm kind of leaning more towards novel, but I also kind of want to make it a gacha series, but a gacha series I think would be more work, and yeah. Let me know if you'd be interested in a gacha series, I don't know. I have a couple more story ideas. One that doesn't have a name, and I might keep it with not having a name and just call it Unnamed Vampire Story, because I kind of think that's cute. And then I'm working on a story with my friend. I'm not going to spoil anything about that because, yeah. Unnamed Vampire Story, yay. Sophie is a rich kid who gets kidnapped by a vampire and then is turned into a vampire by accident. Yay! Yay. Okay, I'm just going to go back to talking about inversion because that's actually relative to this picture. This picture would take place in part 4, like the very, very end, and it'd be a pretty intense battle. Yay. If you guys have any topic thingamajigs that I could talk about, please mention them in the comments, because I suck at coming up with topic thingamajigs. What to talk about inversion? Oh, its origins. Yay. So Inversion was created maybe a year or 2 ago, and initially I created it as basically my quote-unquote perfect world, no sexism, no homophobia, etc., you know? And it was basically kind of, like, it was like a sweet thing. It was more slice of lifey, but like this main girl had like superpowers. Noel actually used to be called Shadow. Oh gosh. I am not proud of that fact. But yeah, she used to be called Shadow. Because I was an edgy gacha kid. Yep. Irene and Noel have both existed for a very long time. Like, they've been around since about maybe 2018, about as old as Caroline and Susie. Yeah, they've been around for a very long time, been through a lot of different character design changes and such. Yeah, they mean a lot to me. They're very special characters. Character design changes, of course. So at first, she was a pastel, cyan, and pink character. Then she turned into an edgy character with blue hair and massive pigtails, like knockoff Hatsune Miku. Then she got her brown hair that she currently has now, and she had like this really cute top and like white jeans. Then Gotcha Club came out, and I made her like she like had basically orange hair, which is not what I was going for, but like I was getting used to Gotcha Club and such. And then she became what she is now. Anyway, I honestly think that's enough to have talked about. So this is the final product. On the left we have the original, and on the right we have the new one. I want to know which one you guys liked more, and please put in the comments which one of the 14 drawings left you'd like to see next. Thank you for watching, and give me topic discussion things. Bye!